Hey everybody, you may recognize our next guest from his appearance on America's Got Talent, The Mark Maron Show, or his YouTube page that's racked up nearly 115 million views.
Or even TikTok. We were
TikTok,
just talking about.
He's on my feed.
Yeah, that's right. Comedian Drew Lynch is performing at the Liberty Funny Bone this weekend, and he joins us this morning in the studio. We've been so excited that you were coming. We've all been watching clips and just laughing and having so much fun. So thank you for taking the time to come in here.
Yeah, well, I didn't even need to be here then.
No.
If you already did it.
No, this is because now we can delve. See,
Right.
we like to delve.
No, that was great. That was such a good intro. You were reading off all those credits. I was like, have I really done all that? I don't think this is me. I was like, you're reading it. I was like, I don't think this is me at all.
It is you, man.
Yeah.
You've been. I was just saying, your last 5 years. I mean, not just a blur from all the travel and everything else. And I mean, COVID's been a blur for everybody. But you've been on a bit of a roller coaster here. I mean, over the last 5 years. What's that been like?
It's just like any roller coaster, I guess. You first have to be tall enough to ride it. I'm 5'4", and then you puke on kids. That's what comedy is, man. You know, just drinking and puking on kids. I don't do any of those things. I don't know why I'm advertising myself as that. But it is. I think it has been. It's just like, we were talking about like the pandemic has obviously thrown a wrench into everything. But ever since doing America's Got Talent, which was 7 years ago, that has been something that you couldn't account for how busy it gets afterwards, just because so many people, I guess, watch that show.
Sure.
And then having that translate to doing stuff online and, ending up on your guys' pages, which, again, I'm really sorry about.
No, don't apologize.
No, you shouldn't be subjected to my algorithm. It's a grind, and it's still just so much fun to just see the trajectory of the journey. So
Now, people may, if they know you from America's Got Talent and showing up in their feeds and stuff, they probably know that you talk about that you experience a stutter because of an accident. So I wanted to ask you, when did you decide, I'm going to go with this and kind of use this as a strength?
Still deciding. No, I did have a traumatic brain injury 10 years ago, and it's been a journey of just trying to rehabilitate it, and there's a lot of things that I think people don't see behind, the jokes of it. It just, and not that it's serious, it just means, there's so much work that I'm doing on myself at the same time while trying to be self-deprecating, self-aware. And I think it comes down to right after that injury happening and being told I would never talk the same. I wouldn't get my motor skills back, and people wouldn't represent me and stuff. I think it was trying to be calm enough to accept that circumstance, but also crazy enough to try and challenge it as well. So I didn't want that to just be the end of my life. Was just I would be complacent in my situation. So I tried to be self-deprecating about it and do whatever I could with it.
Do you find that you navigate it differently with crowds now than you did going back when you were on AGT, because people know of you now?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, and I don't know who knows what whenever they're coming to the shows.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know. And if someone brings a friend to the show and they don't say anything, that's rude. But also, if they don't bring a friend. No, but if you bring a friend to the show and you don't and you don't mention something, and if it's a night where I'm stuttering more than I would be otherwise, or just having an off night, sometimes that could be weird. But I think for the most part, it's been nice to see how people can embrace that from me, and then maybe even have it relates to whatever the obstacle is in their life.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to doing stand-up, you've been acting as well, and I think you have a book coming out?
Oh, do I? Man, maybe, I don't know.
Jeez,
I think it was on our list somewhere.
This must be Tony
Well,
Robbins.
we're going to write one with
you were not hoping for me I don't know. I might have a book. I don't know. I'll call my people, but I don't
think people. Maybe you do. Maybe you're working on one.
write a
Maybe you
freaking book.
should. Maybe this is the sign that you should be working on.
This is a bummer way to find out I have to write a book. This is like on Friday, your last class, and then your teacher's like, and then there's a project. Okay, well, I'll write a book. If that's what you guys need, no, I'll write one.
We'd love that.
Have you found that talking, about experiencing the stutter, have you had people come up to you after the show and say, hey, thank you so much, not only was this funny, but I appreciate it because, I or my friend or my family member have experienced something like that, or just...
Yeah. I was just talking with my buddy Eric about that. Like there's so much pressure that I think you unwillingly take on. You're not, not. It's just not pressure. It's just, when someone comes up to you afterwards and they're like, I saw your story, and I have stage 4, and that inspires me to try and continue to keep going. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot. I mean, it's not that I don't welcome it. It's just something that you don't expect. So when you're just making jokes and that's your job, or you're trying to just make anything buoyant, and you have this real deep, heavy stuff that happens afterwards, it's funny to see the duality of those things happening all at the same time. Yeah.
See, you use sentences like that with duality. That's why you got to write the book. You can't
You
can't just throw words out there
Can
like
someone
duality.
look that up? I don't think I said that
I feel like you
What is
absolutely nailed
a
it.
book?
Yeah, that was good. Thanks again for coming in.
thank
We
you
really
so much.
appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I thought-
It's 2 shows today, 3 tomorrow. Liberty Funny Bone. We'll get ticket information up for you at local12.com.
And I'm doing a book signing.
We'll get that information up there too. It's at 9:47. We'll be right back. Up there too.